Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ken Frederick Podcast, episode 68, Royal Rumble Review. I want to say thank you for listening. If you just stumbled across us on the interwebs, check us out at kfpodcast.com, at KF Podcast on the Facebook, at Ken Fred Podcast on the Twitter, at Ken Frederick Podcast on the Instagram, and now Justin's ears are bleeding.
And if you're listening to this, please subscribe
on YouTube.
Yes,
is never
like
mentioned.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, do we have it? We don't have an address.
We don't have any YouTube official address yet, so that's why.
But go to one
the
of
link
these.
is on the website.
Does it work?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it to work.
But you can go to our Facebook page and our website, and please follow the links there and subscribe.
Yeah. Who's with you today?
Hey, I got Dawn.
Yep.
I got Broc.
Hello.
I got Justin.
Yo.
And we're talking about
Justin's
wrestling.
favorite topic. Justin's
Wrestling.
favorite topic. So, breaking news: we watched the Royal Rumble together, and Justin came up.
I came up for the food.
He
and
came up for the
camaraderie.
sausage.
And video games.
He came up to kill Dawn Biordi with diabetes brownies.
Oh, my brownies.
He made a brownie that was so potent and deadly it was going to kill me.
I like that Mindy spent all this time finding the most sugar-free dessert, only
Yeah.
to have Justin show up.
Which was really good, and then Justin had to show up with his goddamn brownies with ice cream in the middle and a cupcake and it was so much layers of sugary goodness.
There was no ice cream. There was no cupcake. If you want the recipe, comment. I'll share.
No one will comment. That's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But it was good. And then you played video games with my kids in the other room.
I didn't play. We just talked about video games.
It was a good night. We had a good night. We had good food.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Good times.
I had Dawn sausage in my mouth. It was
You did.
delicious.
I watched a little wrestling.
My sausages was in all your mouths that night. It's good sausage.
It was good sausage.
If you want some, comment below. I got plenty left because I always overdo it.
All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the Royal Rumble and the state of WWE until WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And we'll make this brief because we know everybody loves our wrestling.
But more
part.
importantly, who won? We did two bets for the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
We picked numbers out of a hat, and that one we pitched money in,
Yeah.
and that one Mindy won.
Mindy won, yes.
She won with her number, which was who was the guy who won? Randy Orton,
Horton, here's the who.
right?
28.
Yeah.
28 she picked. Yeah. And then we had another one for bragging rights, and of course a belt because I get to make a belt, which I got the belt. It's not done yet.
Which
And-
belt did you get? Or we're not allowed to
We're
talk
not
about
allowed
it?
to know about it yet. And we'll show that later. And Brock won that one because he had the most right picks.
There you go.
Yep.
Now, I feel like the
Never a
brag...
doubt.
Is it only for the Royal Rumble or is it going to be the pay-per-view?
It's just for the Royal Rumble.
Okay. All right,
You get it for a year.
It seems like a long time for one belt.
Oh, fantasy football when you have for a year.
Yeah, but I earned it over 6 months of football.
What do you want to have it for? Other wrestling events?
No, I don't want to take it away from Brock. I was just thinking.
You just want more belts. I'll just buy you a belt, okay?
Mindy doesn't want more belts in the house. She says we have enough.
So that's us, what we did for the Rumble. But what about the actual event?
Well, we watched it. It was watchable.
6 hours.
Well, why don't
long.
we go through a couple of the things? Other than the
Okay.
fact that it being 6 hours long and a total waste of time, the 5 to 7 hour, all that nonsense that they have in
The
there.
pre-show, they could just scrap altogether. We're already going to watch. Just make it the whole show.
Right.
Don't give us 2 hours of hype. Just give us... If you're going to do it 2 more hours, make 2 hours of wrestling.
I mean, seriously, because they had like the women's match in there, which is a 3-on-3. It's a SmackDown match.
Yeah.
It's nothing more. It's a SmackDown
And the
match.
tag title match
Well,
was in there.
the tag title match was decent. I mean, at least that.
And that match shouldn't have been on the pre-show. That should have been.
No.
a
Yeah,
main-
because that's for the Raw tag team titles, which who won? Anderson and Gallows won.
Yeah, the
Yes.
club.
Which was good, and that was a decent match. It was
Yeah.
a good outcome. We liked them. We liked seeing them win. That
Yeah,
was
they
good.
deserve the belt.
They deserved it. They deserve a chance for it. The same as Sheamus and Cesaro thing. You know, it's. Okay.
I think it's run its course.
Yeah, it's run its course.
Have them wrestle one last time. It's WrestleMania. Build towards that, and then be done with it.
Yeah. And then like other stuff on there was just pointless. I mean, it was a bunch of pointless matches.
Squash match with Nia Jackson Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
which
was
is
just
what happened to
ridiculous.
Sasha Banks in the eyes of WWE. Like,
Well,
Vince
and
doesn't like her, apparently.
she just got squashed again on Raw too the following night. I mean,
really?
Yeah, she just gets beat up. I mean, I don't know. They went from she's a 3-time Raw Women's Champion in less than a year, and now she's just getting beat down.
I heard a lot of that is to do with they let them main event the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and it was one of their lowest rated viewers.
Oh, really?
But they're not taking into account that we had a major presidential debate that night where they even reshuffled their entire card to accommodate for that. But it's still it's Sasha Banks' fault somehow.
Yeah. Well, I heard she has a little bit of attitude too backstage, which who knows what's right or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, everything I've watched her on, she seemed like a pretty nice kid. I mean, who knows? I mean, all that stuff's scripted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, she got squashed. You had the cruiserweight match.
Yeah, which was a good match. I like Neville as the evil elf, the dark elf Neville, and
Your wife,
king.
your girlfriend calls him the Centaur.
the centaur.
That was a good match.
King of the Cruiserweights. That match was probably, I don't know if it was the best of the night, but it was up there with the world title match with me.
Right.
The scene AJ Styles. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think about the women's title that night? I thought that was pretty pointless.
It was business as usual for those two.
Yeah.
You knew Charlotte was going to win.
Charlotte's not going to lose one until WrestleMania.
I feel like they just love keeping the belt on Charlotte. It's just like safe.
Yeah.
She's a good heel champion. It just works. It's like, it's the safe thing. They test it out on other people, and then it's just...
I almost feel like she might beat Flair's record with the women's belt by in
She's
2
already
years.
got, four reigns?
Well, yeah, it's already up to 4, and she's been around a year and a half.
Yeah.
So
It's
she's on her
nuts.
way.
But I'm annoyed with she's undefeated in a pay-per-view. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to have her lose. You can't have her, like, all of a sudden on Raw, she sucks. Doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I don't know where they're going with that. They need some more competition on Raw.
I think as soon as they do this women's tournament, though, you'll see all the other shows elevate in the women's department.
Because if Bayley doesn't beat her, eventually it's going to be her versus Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Which, more believable that Charlotte could wrestle Nia Jax than little Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
The SmackDown's women's division is so much better than Raw's.
Yeah, they
right
have
now.
much more
They
competition
have
on there.
like 3 steady storylines going within their
Yeah.
division.
And you watch SmackDown, they have you literally see 3 women's storylines happening all
and a 2-hour show.
in a 2-hour show.
Yeah.
As opposed to here where you have
One basically.
I mean, other than Bayley, Sasha, Nia Jax, and Charlotte, no one else is ever on.
No.
Alicia Fox doesn't do anything.
She's
Summer
been
Rae
reduced to
doesn't do
a ballet.
anything.
Summer Rae's never even on TV.
Yeah,
Which
Lana
is a
doesn't
shame.
do anything.
I always liked Summer Rae as a wrestler.
She's a good villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't do nothing with him. They have nobody else going.
Well, she was house show Maurice, and then she
Now they got the
came.
Maurice back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Pointless.
yep. Agreed.
So, title matches then. First, we had Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens retained because of one of the dumbest endings I've seen in a match.
It wasn't dumb while the match happened. Strowman beating up Roman Reigns was fine if that was going to be the feud, but not the next night try to write it in like, well, you promised if you kept the belt after the Royal Rumble, I'd get a title shot. Like,
and Roman Reigns throws out the Undertaker. Who's he feuding with?
yeah.
Yeah.
He's just back and forth.
Because him and Undertaker's not going to work.
No.
Who's going to carry that match? And I heard even Undertaker's hip might not even be able to hold up because it barely held up for the Rumble.
Which he has to have a soft match. Roman Reigns can't be spearing the Undertaker and having all that. That we threw him out. It looked like it hurt him when he threw him out of there. That looked like that was painful to begin with.
The cage thing was kind of pointless with Jericho.
Pointless.
Because he threw brass knucks down, which everyone predicted would happen.
Right.
Yeah, I think we even all talked that he was going to interfere.
I thought that was going to be like the beginning of a feud between them building up towards Mania. He loses the belt because of him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of pointless. Braun Strowman interrupts it. And
It really is pointless. It was leading up to where like he was going to lose the belt because of all that, which would have been fine storyline wise. It was probably the only time I would be all right with Reigns with the belt.
yeah.
And then you have Reigns versus whoever wins the Rumble.
Yeah,
but,
whoever wins the Rumble.
but yeah, right now I don't really know what you do. Like,
You know what it feels like is they don't even have any idea.
yeah, I don't think so.
They're just like so blindly writing it that they don't even have any idea. They're testing things out.
I think they're putting too much effort into these part-timers that they brought in, like your Goldbergs and everybody else.
Yeah. Goldberg and Lesnar and all that stuff.
Yeah, instead of worrying about your guys who are there all the time. And that's unfortunately what WrestleMania is becoming year after year. Yeah. It's more about a showcase of these guys from before and less about your current talent.
Because it's supposed to be the time where everybody you get everybody. The other pay-per-views you see this is where everybody's there, and they want that factor so that people watch it who aren't. People watch WrestleMania who don't watch all these other pay-per-views like we do, and they want to see The Rock and Goldberg and have these names. Mm-hmm. But I hate when there's a rumor going around right now that they're maybe thinking of having Goldberg beat Owens and then face Lesnar for the title. Why do you want to see the title between two part-timers?
I never understood.
That match stands on its own without anything. You don't need it. It's two part-time guys wrestling back. They have a feud. You don't need anything with it.
No
one's going to watch WrestleMania because those two are fighting for a belt. It's because those two are fighting, period.
Yeah.
And the match is going to last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's going to be pointless.
I want the title match to be a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which takes us to a good title match, which was AJ versus Cena. That was a good, strong title match.
And it didn't make AJ look weak. Especially,
it was well done.
The finisher of the double AA, where he held him through, rolled through, and did it again. I was impressed with it.
Yeah.
I mean, AJ in the last couple minutes of that match took 4 AAs.
Which they always give Cena a hard time for kicking out of moves, but
yeah.
AJ kicked out of moves. It was a lot of it was just good wrestling. But like you said, you said before, tells a good story. It told a good story, like a feud between two guys that they build up generally don't dislike each other.
Yep.
Were the staples in each other's own business, and both want to be the man.
That could have been the Triple H Sting feud that you should have had 10 years ago in WWE.
Yeah, and they got it on time before one of them was 50 years old and too old to be wearing face paint.
Yeah, but I liked it too because he wasn't able to pin him early in the match. You almost thought that Cena was going to somehow cheat and try to win. But he persevered, and his hustle, loyalty, respect came through. And he,
like you said, the double AA was the first time I've seen him do that.
Yeah.
Where he did it, picked him right back up, and did it again.
Yeah, just rolled with it. It was cool.
Yeah, it was a good ending. Yeah. And I was fine with him breaking the Flair, or tying the Flair record. I had no problem with it.
So here's my Ken booking situation.
Do I have to put your image up?
No, it's not that big.
I like to put you. I haven't used
all
your
right, all right.
Throw the image up. There it is.
So right now, what is it? He has 16. Orton has 12, and Triple H has 14, if I'm correct off the top of my head.
Something like that, yeah.
Sounds about right.
I would not let Cena drop the belt and then have everyone catch up and then have a triple threat match at WrestleMania for the belt, and whoever wins the belt also breaks
the record.
Breaks the record.
And the other two have to retire forever so they can't
so they would have to do a thing where the title was vacant.
Yeah. Exactly.
That always have to be another year there.
Or if Orton because it wouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
Or if you have the fourth guy in
has it,
and then any of them could break it, so that it's even more of a thing.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be cool.
In it too.
Have him be the special ref.
He passes Impact test.
Well, yeah. Go. I mean, they would have to throw some more titles on these other guys to have them catch up.
But let's be honest, it's not that hard.
It's not that hard, especially with 2 belts.
Especially with 2 belts.
Yeah.
And 2 shows, and especially Triple H and Cena almost being part-time, Triple H on Raw, throwing pins, and Orton on SmackDown. It's believable that it could happen.
Yeah. I didn't realize that Triple H was that close, too.
Yeah, his was they're all between 2 to 4 away, and that could happen. But let's be honest, if you have one of those, what was those old scramble matches?
Oh, yeah.
Because I think they even counted every time you won the belt during that match as one of your belt.
I don't think they actually count it. Otherwise, Brian Kendrick would be a world champion.
That's true.
Because he was the longest reigning champion during the first one.
Oh,
I think he ran with that for a while when he was the Brian Kendrick.
That's funny.
But Triple H still got years he's still got years to go before he's done wrestling.
Yeah, and so does Orton. I think that'd be cool to be all right, this is the match.
Be interesting. This is who's going to become the 17th time.
Yeah,
champion.
Who's going to actually break the record? Yeah.
You'd have to have a way so it's just those 3, though. It'd have to be some kind of vacant title because then they could still pull it where you that way someone's winning it.
Well, you do
instead of Rollins retains.
At the Rumble, you have a 4-way match, and let's say like James Ellsworth is the champion, and they all like somehow pin him or do something.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, well, he's definitely eliminated from the
James
picture.
Ellsworth.
Well, they could just unify the belts again too. And
No,
make
they
that
could.
the new
Don't do
championship.
that again because they always do
It's not
that,
gonna
and then
happen
they
anytime
split them
soon.
up, and
Yeah.
then they.
But I'd love to see that the match to break his
That would be good.
a triple threat match.
That'd be ways down the road, though. I think.
Yeah.
It's got to be at least a year or two because of Orton. But Orton is in the title picture now. Like,
So that brings us to the Rumble. Orton won the Rumble.
yep.
First two people in were Big Cass and Chris Jericho.
And Jericho beat the record for longest in a Rumble at one time.
He was in there a long time.
An hour and 1 minute. He's the 61-minute man.
Yeah,
Woo!
he went for a while. The opening that annoyed me though with Cass and Enzo talking. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm ready for the Rumble.
Yeah.
And it was like 5 minutes of their shtick. Where I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't want this right now. Like, come on.
Yeah, this is fine when you're during.
This is
Raw.
fine on Raw, but I'm ready to go now.
But when you have 6 hours to fill, you got
Oh.
to
Yeah.
get creative, I guess.
How long did the Undertaker take to get to the ring?
he just appeared. He
materialized.
teleported.
Well, did you see how they were getting down to the ring so quick?
That was funny. Did you see that?
They had a scooter that
Yeah,
all the
really?
big guys would hop on, and
Yeah.
a midget was driving.
Yeah. They had like when Braun Strowman come out, he walks out and he's like doing his walk, and then he steps on this like golf cart with a handlebar thing, and then a guy zips him down the ramp, and then he got out and walked in. Him, Big Show,
Wow.
Mark Henry,
Yeah,
all the big guys did it.
Big E.
Big E did it. Cass,
They
they
can't
all
walk
did it.
50 yards?
I guess because
Well,
it takes too long.
Yeah.
It still took too long.
They definitely probably drove the Undertaker down too.
Oh,
he
yeah,
ran
they-
off and
He was
jumped
sitting
in.
in the front row the whole night.
Well,
Yeah.
they probably what they did was already had him on the cart. So as soon as the bell tolled and all the thing went, because the thing was fast.
Oh,
It
you're
was
flying.
like, "Vrr," just drive right down.
That's
It was funny because it's funny watching it because like Braun Strowman's walking like he does that hard walk, and then he just is holding on to the back. And they zip him down, then he gets off, and it's more of the walking.
That's so
you know,
stupid.
it's so goofy.
They
And I don't understand why during every entrance everybody just had to lay down in the
And
ring.
stare. And some of the ones that took forever, how long were you watching them stare?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, someone's music hit. And they're all just staring.
I think
We're
the
like,
ramp was too long. They need to go back to smaller venues.
the
for
ramp
Rumble.
was way too
Yeah.
long. It was like
slowed it
almost
down.
ridiculous. It
I almost
did.
think they could just go back to MSG because that shot when when Cena comes out the Rumble and they're like hanging over it. 'cause
Yeah, they're like
such a
right there.
small-
Yeah, it's nice.
They're going crazy.
Yeah.
And I think that crowd is perfect for a small venue. Like,
Because the Rumble crowd is always hot. They're always
Yeah.
fired up.
yep, and it's a lot of smart marks
They're
that are
expecting
like,
surprises
yeah,
and stuff.
which
So speaking of surprises, were there any?
not
just
really.
Ty
Ty
Dillinger.
Dillinger at number 10, which
Which
was so
everyone
obvious.
expected.
Everyone expected
and
it.
it pissed me off, like viscerally, like enraged me.
The Ty Dillinger was there?
No, not about Ty. I like Ty Dillinger a lot, but I'm
But he's
annoyed.
not on any show.
Yeah, he's
Must
not.
not be up.
Yeah, but that they didn't use this like at all. Like,
Yeah, they didn't do anything with it. Usually there's at least a couple good ones.
That's how they introduced us to AJ Styles last year.
Yeah.
Was through the Rumble and his
that's how they
performance
started
in that.
the Kevin Nash storyline with CM Punk years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
And that's where I think they dropped the ball. Is there's not a lot of storylines built from this Rumble.
Or even like last year they did DDP
Yeah.
and a couple other people.
Yeah, they
I'd
always
much
throw a couple
rather
old
see
guys in
them
there.
than a couple old guys than seeing
Callisto.
Ellsworth and Callisto and these people that I don't care about.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, even though I like Jack Gallagher, I didn't really need his umbrella thing was pretty funny though. He's putting the umbrella between people.
Yeah.
All that stuff he did. That was amusing. Since he was your comic relief and got tossed out, you didn't need James Ellsworth
No.
over that guy, and you didn't
Or
need
Enzo.
Callisto or Enzo. That was all pointless.
Enzo, I thought, like, I like him as a wrestler, but that was such a big disappointment. So late, you're like, all right, who's this big hitter? Because they were building it up to a climax at 30. You're like, yeah, Enzo. And you're like, oh, okay.
Enzo was what number?
27, I think.
27. It was
Which
way.
is the most historic number in the Rumble.
Yeah, it was stupid. It was really bad. I didn't. And then of course Roman Reigns for 30. I thought like we were gonna explode when he came out.
Oh.
We were all waiting for like this is number 30. This is Kurt Angle. This
Samoa
is
Joe.
Samoa
Somebody.
Joe. This is somebody returning big.
Yeah.
And you're like, are you kidding me? And the reactions on the internet of people just
Yeah.
It's amazing.
what the hell, screaming and swearing and.
Reactions from the crowd of the night is everyone's like, F, yeah, like just yelling. And so,
And it was horrible. I mean, there was people in a bar they were like watching on like a wrestling bar, which I didn't even know exists. Like, where's that at?
We need to go to one.
And they're all like, 3, 2, 1. What the? They're swearing. They're like getting mad. They're like, shut it off.
That dude.
Well, here's the reason behind the whole Roman Reigns at number 30. If the plan was for Orton to win,
Right.
if somebody cool would have came out at 30, like a new person or an NXT guy or something like that, people would have been so behind that person that they would want them to win. Roman Reigns was the safe runner-up loser that everyone would be happy if he did not win.
I think that's exactly why they did it.
So Orton would have gotten booed out of the building had he beaten anybody else.
Because if that was Samoa Joe that ran down and everybody was going nuts for Balor, for Christ's sakes, and that music hit and he came out and then Randy Orton throws Finn Balor out, they would have erupted into anger and been like... But I think people were like, oh, shit, it's Roman Reigns. And when Randy Orton threw him out, they're like, yeah. And then 5 minutes later, they're like... We're cheering for Orton winning again. Like, oh, what did they tricked us? They totally tricked us. Totally tricked you.
If it would have been anybody else, there would have been a riot. Because I was there in 2014's Royal Rumble when Batista came back and won by throwing out Roman Reigns when people liked him then. Yeah. And the place was nuts. I had to poop really bad, and they shut down the bathrooms because they're trying to clear out the building. It was not pleasant.
You saw the last time CM Punk ever wrestled.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Wow.
Who would have thought?
Well, you never know.
Well, as of now. As of this recording.
He'll be back when he gets bored.
It was just bad. It was a bad ending. I don't know. It just made you feel like that guy that won, you're like, all right, this stuff has to change because there's no way they're going to do Orton and Cena for the 800th time. It's
Orton and Cena has wrestled 22 times at pay-per-views.
Going back to the Royal Rumble of 2014, they had an Iron Man match. No, it wasn't an Iron Man. A Last Man Standing, I think.
Yeah.
Or it might have just been a regular match. They had so many, but I was there, and the crowd was... they were trying to start the wave. They were so bored at the Royal Rumble 2014 was the last time.
It wasn't for any belt or anything.
It was for the world belt.
Okay.
And people were they were trying to start the wave. They did a great job on television making sure no one saw that, but it happened.
Yeah. It's because no one wants to see it again.
The only thing I can think of is you have the Elimination Chamber coming up. It would be nice if they let Bray Wyatt win the title.
He deserves it.
Yeah.
And then someone screw John Cena. That way he has a feud for Mania. Mm-hmm. Whether you bring Samoa Joe over there or it's something with The Undertaker or something that he has a feud. Because they should just let Cena and The Undertaker wrestle because it's a safe match for The Undertaker. Cena can wrestle that match and make that look good and make it... That would work. It's two icons. Let that happen. Mm-hmm. And then Bray and Randy would be a good feud for Mania with Bray as a champion.
Yeah.
That would work.
But I also don't think you give the belt up to Orton. I think you let Bray...
let Bray retain it. Yeah, I would do that too. I think he deserves it to have it by now.
He should have been a multi-time champion by now.
Yeah.
It's a shame that he hasn't been any type of singles champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially since Roman Reigns been, a 3-time champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they came in around the same time.
Yeah.
Who?
They came around the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
Reigns is a 3-time champion.
Yeah, which is nuts.
Ambrose is a 2-time champion.
Yeah. James Ellsworth has beat the champion 3 times.
It's ridiculous. and then, like you said, I don't know what they're going to do with Owens and that belt. I mean, I don't even think they know what they want to do.
Well, I think with Seth Rollins getting hurt, it's all...
So Seth Rollins is really injured. That's a big news story. That I feel bad for that guy. I don't know. That's just bad luck. Obviously, nobody wants to... God don't want to see Triple H and Seth Rollins wrestle.
Or Seth Rollins on WrestleMania.
Dude just keeps getting hurt. And I feel bad for him because he works his ass off. Mm-hmm. And then you come out and you miss the WrestleMania payday.
Yeah.
CrossFit Jesus needs to lay off, wear a brace.
I don't know. He's got to do something. He has bad knees. Some guys just are unlucky in certain injuries.
Yeah.
And he's definitely unlucky there.
Yeah, that knee injury he had, it's tough to bounce back from that. So.
Samoa Joe was throwing him around rough, too. I mean, he was working him over. I'm like, oh, that looks like it hurt. I wasn't surprised when I heard that he was hurt.
Yeah.
I'm like that. And that was a good ending to Raw. That at least was a bit of surprise. I'm glad they saved him and didn't.
That could be the Roman Reigns feud. Standing up for his buddy or something like that.
Could be. Or... Triple H needs an opponent because Triple H is becoming the new Undertaker at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. Someone fights Triple H. Yeah. That's like his shtick. So, what do you do there?
DDP.
Who do you pit against Triple H? He needs an opponent.
It's going to be Rollins for sure. But
oh, yeah, it was totally building towards Rollins. They were trying to build that last year. Mm-hmm. And then they had to redesign it all and do the Roman Reigns stuff with him because Rollins got hurt.
It'd probably be Dean Ambrose or Reigns again, probably.
I don't know.
I don't know if you
Shield thing.
Yeah. Yeah, or
The Rock.
Or The Rock, get him back in, get him in the ring shape.
Yeah.
So speaking of Triple H, did any of you guys watch the WrestleMania behind the scenes last year, the 24/7 thing?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
It was pretty good. It really shows you like how awesome WrestleMania is. Like AJ Styles, like through his eyes. I won't ruin it for you because you want to see a lot. You haven't seen it yet.
I'll probably watch it tomorrow because I'm off.
Seeing it through like AJ's eyes, like how how people are like, AJ should have never went there. He's just going to get buried and all that. Like, you see, like, how happy he is to be there watching it. Like, he's like, I can't even believe this. He's, like, shaking when he's talking. You know,
he
didn't
even have an important match. He wrestled Jericho.
And he lost. But he was like, he said, I lost, but this is a win for me. He had his whole family there. He's like, we are just in awe at how big this is, how crazy this is, you know. And then they show you Triple H. And, like, I mean, like him or not, or hate him or whatever, that dude works hard. I mean, he's there. They show you him arriving, like, on Thursday. Dude's working out in some, like, dirtbag gym in, like, wherever they were. I forget where they were last year. Texas. This local, like, Fight Club place. He's working out all night long. He's at NXT all the next day, going through everybody's, like, entrance with Balor and Joe and all those guys. He's there all night there. Then he's at the Hall of Fame, and it's, like, him and Stephanie. And they're working out. Then it's, like, at the Hall of Fame. Then after the Hall of Fame's over, 2 o'clock in the morning, they're at the stadium. It's, like, him, Vince, and other people, and they're doing everyone's entrance. He has like the New Day there. It's like middle of the night, and he's like, "Well, we'll go back sleep at the hotel for like an hour, and then like we have to be here by 9. It's already 2." I'm like, my God. And then it's like him working out. He was in killer shape last year. I mean, he really puts him. I mean,
was Sting last? No, Sting wasn't last.
Last year he was the champ going into it, you know. And it was neat to see like Shane with his kids. Like he doesn't tell his kids that they came out with him. Yeah. They didn't know till like they were right when his music hit. They're like, don't we have to get to our seats? He's like, I'm going to walk you to your seats. And they were like, what? They're like, they're going out in front of 105,000 people and, all the backstage stuff. It was pretty interesting. I like those shows.
Was New Day the one with the box? Was that last year? It came out of the cereal box?
They told a story on it. They were like, they called Triple H and were like, we want this thing where we're going to have like a giant unicorn and the head's going to explode and then we come out and we have like wings and we're flying. And he was like, I like it. And he was like, it's good. And like Kofi Kingston was going, he was like, I like it. It's not bad. We can run with it. And then he was like, what about if you were in a giant cereal box full of like Bootios? And Big E was like, that's what we're doing. There was this elaborate thing, fire and
Triple H wanted to do all that?
No, Triple H had the Bootio box or whatever. But they were like, we're going to do all this stuff with fire and unicorn horns and all this stuff. Wow. And then they were like, I like it, but what if we just do this? And they were like, wow, that's great.
And I'm sure that was a financial thing. He was like, look, I really like your idea. It's great.
The box was huge.
The box was...
I was there. I came and watched Mania last year. And he was like, why don't we put you in a giant box with your cereal?
Well, what kills me is I still don't understand because it tipped over and they were inside the box.
Well, there's like a stair thing that they climb out of. They show you it. Yeah. They're like right here and it tips and then they walk up these steps and walk out of it, kind of a thing. But then Xavier Woods was so excited to be stunned by Steve Austin, which was cool because he was like, I can't wait for it. And afterwards, he's in the back talking to him. He's like, "That was so great." He's excited about it. The thing that I thought was cool, I never knew before, was Zack Ryder was apparently at the Intercontinental match when Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels fought that ladder match.
Yeah, and he has a picture.
And he took a picture with Scott Hall with the IC title.
That's a good story.
And then afterwards, after he won it at Mania that night, him and Scott Hall in the back, Scott Hall was there. Scott Hall held his title. They put the pictures together. He said, here's me holding Scott Hall's title. And he's like, who would have thought? He's like, you can't make this shit up.
Yeah.
He's like, it's crazy. He's like, I can't even believe it myself.
I can't wait to watch it. It's exciting.
It's cool. So I was like, that's why they made him win and did all that. It was cool the way they did it.
And he's a guy that deserves like a WrestleMania.
I mean, it sucks he took the title off him the next night. I don't
think he cares.
Took it off him the next night.
Yeah. Because how many people have won the Intercontinental belt at WrestleMania?
At WrestleMania, yeah.
Because they rarely defend it there anymore.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was cool. So, I guess we talked about what else. What other stuff do you think will happen at WrestleMania? You think we'll get Shaq and
we'll get Shaq and Big Show. We'll get.
I'm surprised they haven't talked about that yet.
Yeah, but the two people involved are talking about it left and right.
I'll tell you what. I saw some pictures of the Big Show, that dude is getting himself in ridiculous shape. And if Shaq isn't at the gym every day, 8 hours a day, he's going to look like a slob
Shaq
compared
looks
to
big
Big
and
Show.
sloppy. I saw him on Inside the other day. He doesn't.
He's cashed that check.
But the thing about it is Big Show will lose.
Yeah.
Because he loses every year. Big Show has fought more gimmick matches than anybody we've been.
Well, because of who he is.
He fought Floyd Mayweather
and lost
in a boxing match. He lost.
He lost against some sumo wrestler.
Sumo wrestler. He had to wear a diaper and get thrown around in that. That was embarrassing. Who else did he fight?
Oh.
I mean, he's had a couple really embarrassing ones.
Well, he's also been the one that's like, anytime someone comes in, he came out with Betty White to beat someone up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a feud with Cody Rhodes a few years ago, and that was the first time he had won at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He beat Cody Rhodes for the Intercontinental title.
Because Cody kept joking with him.
Yeah, he kept showing all the clips.
All the clips.
Yeah.
He's like, so far, this is your WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
He's at WWE New York. He's like, yeah, WrestleMania, woo! And that was the end of it. He's like, that's your WrestleMania moment. So
Yeah, that was a good feud. That made sense.
Yeah, I miss
So we don't know what the
Cody.
Undertaker's going to do.
if anything.
If anything, no, I guess there'll be a bunch of women different matches and.
Every title better be on the line. That's what the biggest gripe I had about the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
6-hour event, you got to get every title in there.
There's
Yeah.
no reason not to.
You
There's
have
no
so
reason
much
America
time.
Alpha, how good of a tag team they aren't wrestling somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like-
they should have been on there. And I mean, Ambrose was in the Rumble, but, you know.
Yeah.
And even for Elimination Chamber, he's in the Chamber match for the title.
Yeah.
Then if he's a title contender, don't let him have the Intercontinental belt then.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's got to do double duty.
You could put that belt on Apollo Crews and he can defend it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't need
They
that
have
belt.
a
You don't
deep
need that.
roster of
You don't need that
talented
on there.
guys.
I hate when they're involved in that. You know, like you got to have them both. You know, it's annoying.
I'm all right with the Rumble because they can be in the Rumble to win the match.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like anything else, they don't need to be a part of.
I like that Corbin's getting pushed more on SmackDown. I think he's doing a really good job.
Yeah.
He's getting a little bit better on the mic. You know, did you see this week's SmackDown? Like him and Miz were on the mics together, and Miz was kind of really destroying him because Miz has really upped his game. And Corbin was just sitting there. He's like, "Got nothing to say?" What's the matter? And he's like, "I'll kick your ass." He was just like, "Shut up, Miz!" Like he didn't know what to say. He's like, "Great comeback! Oh, you're real smart." Well, I'm afraid of this guy. You know, he was just destroying him on the microphone. But Corbin, he's good, pretty good. Right? He's pretty good in the ring.
I think in 10 years, The Miz is going to be the greatest manager of all time. His mic skills and the ability to hate him, he gets so much hate.
He is good.
He could be the top. Like have him a stable. I think
It'll be like a Heyman or a Bobby
he
Eaton.
could be like right now if he started he could be a bumping heel like an early Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Yeah.
And that's what they should do with him.
He's so young, though. They're going to try and get as much out of his wrestling career as they can.
And he's great because he does all the appearances, acting, all that stuff.
Yeah, he does a lot for them.
But he could, as like an actor, it would be great for him to do like some kind of like Hollywood stable, like you know, you could do all like a bunch of pretty boys.
Tell you what, that's the thing lately with the product. There's no stables anymore.
They should have them.
Every time they build the Wyatt family up, they destroy them. I mean, you get Randy Orton in there. The Wyatts back together on SmackDown. One of them goes down with an injury again. You add Orton to it. They're together maybe a month, maybe. Yeah. They're already broken up. Although I do enjoy Luke Harper as like this. Did you see him on SmackDown? He tagged with John Cena. I like that Luke Harper does that weird smoke blowing thing that he does, and he like showed up to help Cena, but he wouldn't touch Bray Wyatt. He was just attacking Randy Orton.
Oh, okay.
So when they were in a tag match, every time he would come in, Bray Wyatt would just go staring and looking in the face.
And he'd go tag out.
And he'd go tag out and be all sad. But then he'd run over and start beating on Randy Orton. You know, he's just a weird... I don't know what you do with Luke Harper, but I like him.
He's very good.
He's a great wrestler.
I don't know where you put him when he's not in the Wyatts.
Honestly, if you cleaned him up, he's a totally different character.
Yeah.
You put him, like, he's always wrestled with long hair, big beard, wife beater,
dirty
jeans.
looking shirt. Yeah.
Even when it was his name, the big rig Brody Lee.
Yeah.
That was always his.
He looks like Jason Lee.
Yeah, he looked like from Mallrats. That's where he got the name. But he has always been that big guy. You could repackage him and clean him up. Put him in a singlet and some diesel shorts.
I just wish that, I mean, Put some guys together and make a stable. Why can't we have a good stable?
Not even a stable. Like, back in the 80s, there was just wrestlers that were friends. Like, they were all faces.
Yeah.
Like, if Brian Pillman was getting beat up, other face wrestlers would come down and, like,
well,
help.
I mean,
it doesn't happen anymore.
You have a guy like AJ Styles. They need to put a lot of these guys with him and make a group that beats people up. You know, it doesn't have to be the NWO or the club. Just come up with something.
Because AJ Styles was almost his entire career like the leader of a stable.
Yeah.
He's always in something.
TNA, wherever.
His biggest money making before WWE was Bullet Club. We were on the Bullet Club. I think that what you do is, I don't want them on SmackDown because they've already fought them American Alpha a lot, but Revival's ready to come up somewhere, and they would be perfect guys to work with a single wrestler and be a mini stable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because let's be honest, they're Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just need a Flair and a Wyndham. And then you got the Horsemen.
Yeah. They totally are. And they're happy with it.
Yeah.
You can even put those. I like to see, here's my stable. You do Dolph Ziggler Revival and clean up Brody Lee a little bit, or Luke Harper, and that's like a new 4 Horsemen.
Dolph Ziggler needs a stable.
Oh, Dolph Ziggler.
He needs something.
He needs something. He's just floundering around with. They can't give him the belt for anything because they have all these other flashy people in those spots. There's nothing for him.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you do with him. He just goes out and jobs to everybody, you know.
Because you can't have them with another, like, you couldn't put those two guys with Corbin Burnson.
Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin's a lone wolf.
Yeah.
He doesn't need a stable. He's the lone wolf. It's his gimmick.
Yeah, but his type, like, you can't, they're all like ass kickers.
Yeah.
You need someone for them, like, what was great about Flair and Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson was, if Flair couldn't do it, you know that they could beat anyone's ass.
Yeah.
Like, they were like his heavies.
Right.
And that's what you need. You need someone that can maybe not win every match, but he's charismatic and he can sell really well. So it made Flair great in the 70s and 80s. His ability to sell with those two guys was great.
Yeah.
That's why I think Dolph Ziggler would be perfect.
Or even Miz.
Oh, Miz too.
I don't know. I mean, like you said, this is hopefully WrestleMania afterwards. We get some new fresh stuff, some new people on the main roster.
I would just like to officially offer our services to Vince McMahon and Triple H. We will write this for you.
There you go.
And you can have all 86 of our followers on YouTube.
There you go. We'll write it for you.
Yeah.
I think hopefully when the day comes that Vince steps down and Triple H does more, because Triple H is better for the business than this guy is.
Than Vince?
Yeah.
Well, Vince is the one that saw that, Roman Reigns getting eliminated would be...
You see what good job Triple H does with NXT. I mean, you know what he can do.
With Bobby Roode being champ is going to be huge.
Yeah.
So
Good.
Think Nakamura's due to come up now that he's lost the title?
I think the knee injury is what they're going to play up, that he's not available till after WrestleMania, and then he'll probably...
They'll probably hold him off till Takeover.
Ty Dillinger will come up after WrestleMania too. Yeah. He's like Sami Zayn last year. Was in the Rumble, wrestled the Takeover match at the WrestleMania event, and then is up.
That was his farewell match. Because I think he's going to feud with Sanity probably through WrestleMania Takeover.
Yeah.
Nakamura will probably come up, which I don't know about him.
I think he's done all he can do there.
I don't know about him on the main roster. It's tough.
If they put him in some kind of stupid, like, stereotypical racist Japanese gimmick, it'll kill him. But that's what I'm afraid will happen.
He has the entrance that people like, and he does all that. He has a hard time talking, and he sounds really weird.
He does.
And you got to be able to talk a little bit on the main roster.
Can I book something real quick?
Go ahead, book it.
Goldberg drops the title to Lesnar. Heyman turns on Lesnar, and Heyman's Nakamura's manager.
Nakamura wins the title off Lesnar.
Yep.
He's already beaten him for the IWGP title.
At least makes sense against him. You got to get some guys on there. Like, if you put the title on Brock Lesnar and Balor comes back, were you kidding me?
Well, also, too, I actually think the Goldberg feud of him getting beat up so quickly has now taken away all that, monster Brock Lesnar.
Where he's beatable again.
Yeah, he's beatable again. Because let's be honest, the last 3 times that we've seen Brock Lesnar in any type of fight, he barely won the MMA match in UFC, and Goldberg's beat him in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Twice. Like he's got
before where he was God and no one could touch him.
Yeah, but now but Goldberg, and then if you have Nakamura, you could do something.
Yeah,
and maybe you don't have like Heyman turn on him right away.
But that'd be a lousy match though, Lesnar and Nakamura.
It would be.
Lesnar doesn't sell anything. He
might have to.
He might have to because Nakamura can actually break his orbital bone like he did to Austin Aries.
Yeah.
With Shakira super kick.
I just feel bad for Finn Balor. He never had a shot even as champion because he got hurt right after. And I don't want to see him get screwed when he comes back.
I don't think he will. I actually wouldn't be surprised if they hold off on him a little bit too.
Well, we will see.
Yet,
yeah.
From what I heard.
WrestleMania, 9 weeks away.
This is the best time of wrestling because it all culminates for something, then we get a fresh start.
That's right. All right.
So, thanks for listening to us ramble about wrestling for 40 minutes.
We appreciate it.
Justin.
Yeah, thanks,
Justin. Too much talking on this show.
And it's us like right in your ears, too, because you're wearing headphones.
He got one line in.
Hey, he'll be talking a lot on the next show. Stay tuned.
Oh, yeah. All right. So I guess it's time to wrap things up. Everybody, please like, share, subscribe, invite. YouTube's the biggest thing right now, so please follow our links to the YouTube pages.
That's right. Do what he said. Good night.
Later.